All right, we found a way. South Carolina played great. Bryant and we had no answer for Lawson in the first half. Did a better job in the second half. But I was proud of our guys. Javante responded well, came up huge for us in the second half. Played through Trendon. Cam had some great free throws, some great finishes down the stretch, and I thought LeBlanc gave us tremendous energy tonight as well. So, team effort. We're just happy to win. It's tough to win in the SEC, and give Bruce and Coach Martin and their staff and their team a lot of credit. They were game from the get-go and ready to go, and they played tremendously all night long, and we were just fortunate enough to be able to make some shots in the second half and make a few things happen.
Hey, Coach, for the last 8 minutes or so, I think you guys held them without a field goal. Can you just talk about just the defensive effort down the stretch and just kind of what you saw from your guys in those final 8 minutes?
Yeah, we just got to be more consistent. We talk about those 6-minute games. We did a great job in the 6-minute game. One of our biggest problems defensively was we just turned the ball over so much. We gave them 9 points in the first half off pick sixes. We gave them another one against the zone there in the second half. So if we can get back and get our defense set, we had to make a couple adjustments in the 2-2-1. We were losing Lawson behind in the 1-3-1, and so we had to make a few adjustments. But our guys really dug in. It helps, when you got LeBlanc out there. He really can set the tone at the point of the defense, and he did a nice job of that.
We'll just talk about, going through Trendon in the last 5 or 6 minutes explosively, just the way he handled it and took on the whole front line, and then. I guess in the end, we couldn't tell up here the kind of the puzzling technical foul. Did you ever give an explanation on that one?
Trendon did a great job all night. They were collapsing on him. He did a good job finishing. He did a great job at the free throw line, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, and so he was really good. And you got to play through your hot hand, and then Cam was able to make plays down the stretch off the ball screens and stuff with Trendon also. So. Just a team effort, and like you said, you got to play. We were able to play through Trendon in the post. That's where the mismatches were. That's where we were able to make some things happen. So, I'm not going to comment on the second part. If you want to know my full thoughts, I'd get fined. So, I'm not going to say anything about that.
I can kind of see your full thoughts leaving the court, so we're good.
I've never seen that before in all my years of coaching. I've never in my life seen that. So, first time for everything.
Coach, I know you talked about how they really came out ready to play. What was it that they were doing defensively to give y'all trouble? Because the first half they had.
Well, it takes time to adjust. We try to simulate what they do in practice, but the way they're on top of you, the way you got to cut, the way you got to move, and then you're moving and you're running into people. It takes time to get some rhythm against what they do. It's so unique. It's kind of like what Stephen F. Austin did a couple years ago to us. It's a very, very unique way to play. It's very, very effective, but it just takes some time. We tried to simulate it the last 2 days in practice. I actually thought we were more prepared for it than we had been in a long time, but we just, we struggled.
And what about Javante? What really got him going in the second half after the slow start?
He's a great player. He's going to bounce back. He knew the first half wasn't his best effort. He's going to bounce back, and he worked so hard and put so much into it that you believe in him. He's going to find a way to make it happen.
Coach, about 7 minutes into the first half, y'all were down about 17-6, and you called a timeout. And your voice could be heard very loudly throughout the arena. Shortly after, y'all came back and closed the deficit and forced South Carolina to call a timeout of their own to kind of stop the onslaught. What was told there to will the guys on to cut that deficit?
I thought you could hear it, Michael. I don't remember if y'all could hear it. Maybe you could transcribe it for me. But, just thought we needed to play with a little bit more pace, have a little bit more energy. Just have a little bit more resistance, and certainly we had to have a lot more urgency to close out on Lawson.
Hey, Coach. Speaking of A.J. Lawson, he had 18 points in the first half, 4 in the second half, 1 for 7 shooting in the second half. What specifically were the adjustments you guys made on him?
Well, we just tried to run him off the three-point line and make him dribble. We had to do a better job on him. We had to do a better job on Bryant. We gave Bryant way too many angles to let him get in the paint in the first half. But Lawson's he's an all-SEC player for a reason. He's a great player, great player. And we just wanted to make him put the ball on the floor, not let him get rhythm, catch and shoot horse threes, which is what he was shooting for most of the first half. Just a little bit more urgency to find him.
Hey, Coach. When the schedule first dropped and you saw the 3-game homestand, right now you guys are 2-0 on it. Do you think you guys are on good track to get the 3-game sweep for the homestand?
Well, you got to win the first 2 before you get the third. So I think we're moving in a good direction. But this third game against Alabama is going to be a heavyweight bout. It's going to be a heavyweight bout. So. We're going to have to play a lot better than we did tonight if we're going to give ourselves a chance against Alabama. They're not only playing as well as anybody in our conference, they're playing as well as anybody in the entire country. And they're playing complete games. I mean, they got up on Arkansas and kept their pedal to the metal today. They ran them out of the gym. They kept their pedal to the metal. So they're just a little bit more, they've been a little bit more consistent than us, and so it's going to be a big challenge for us.
Are you seeing the confidence grow on this team defensively? Obviously, you get the 10-second stop. You can see how excited the guys were about that. But do you see it building each week?
Yeah, we got a little more pride about what we're doing. Our defense hadn't been that bad in SEC play. We're the 4th best defense in SEC play. If we could have a top 3 defense and the number 1 offense, which we're going to have the number 1 offense. If we have top 3 defense, number 1 offense, that's a pretty good pairing for to stay in the top part of the league and be one of the top 4 teams. It'd be pretty hard not to do that with those two pairings. So that's kind of always been my goal. We're always going to be a little bit more offensive oriented than defensive oriented, just because of recruiting and a lot of my philosophies and how I view things. Specifically with, I was a little more defensive oriented at VCU, a lot more defensive oriented at Chattanooga, but I think when you're in a place like LSU and you want to put fans in the stands, you better be better offensively. And so, I just think that, they want to see the spread offense on a basketball court. And so I think that's much more exciting for fans. And we still want to have a great defense, but, we're certainly a little bit more offensively inclined. But our guys are having a lot more pride and understand that if we're going to be the team that we're capable of being, we've got to continue to improve defensively. All right, guys. Sure, I'll see you on Monday.